Welcome to the second day of July. Today I am filming in Miss Angela's office because, well, I filmed in pretty much every other place, and right now Miss Angela's upstairs working on mounting things in the children's wing. So, without further ado, here is our daily word. Today marks the second day of my short series on faith in Genesis, and we will be jumping into the life of Abraham, a man whose faith was credited to him as righteousness. There are a couple instances that stand out to me as faithful moments in the life of Abraham. One was when he was obedient in moving from his homeland in Genesis 12. And another is when he was willing to sacrifice his son Isaac, his only son, for God. This first illustration of faithfulness is powerful because Abraham has been living his life for 75 years with his people, with his family. But one day, God calls him to go, leave his relatives, and head to a land that God would show him. There was no exact description of where he was to go or what kind of land it would be. However, God did promise him that he would make him into a great nation and that he would be a blessing to all. Here's what the Lord speaks in Genesis 12, 1-3. The Lord said to Abram, "Go out from your land, your relatives, and your father's house, to the land that I will show you. I will make you into a great nation. I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you. I will curse anyone who treats you with contempt, and all the peoples on earth will be blessed through you." The other example of faith in Abraham happens in Genesis 22. God, after waiting until Abraham was 100 years old, provided a son to Abraham from his wife Sarah. They named him Isaac, and God promised to make a great nation from the boy. But when Isaac was young, God spoke to Abraham saying, "Take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, go to the land of Moriah, and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains I will tell you about." Abraham went through with it, all the way up to the point of taking the knife to slaughter his son. And as he obeyed, God sent an angel of the Lord to stop Abraham, saying, "Do not lay a hand on the boy, or do not do anything to him. For now I know that you fear God, since you have not withheld your only son from me." These stories amaze me. How could somebody who lived somewhere for 75 years just get up and leave? And how could somebody who waited 25 years for a son be willing to offer that son back to God? Was Abraham crazy? Was he out of his mind? No. In fact, it was something entirely different. Abraham was completely bought into the call that God had for his life. Abraham was willing to follow God anywhere, willing to give up anything he had in order to prove his dedication to the Lord. Abraham trusted God's promises. When God told him that he would make a great nation out of him, he wholeheartedly believed it. When God assured him that he would give him the land of the Canaanites, Abraham trusted the Lord. When he was called to go, he went. When he was told what to do, he did it. The man had a relationship with the Lord, trusted his words, and obeyed. Abraham had faith. What is God revealing to you? Maybe God is using Scripture to fine-tune your heart. That means holding your tongue if you know you struggle with flippant speech, being slow to anger if you have a hard time controlling your frustrations, keeping your thoughts pure if you fall into the trap of lustful thinking. God reveals correction through His Word, but He also uses His Word to encourage. God could possibly be using the Bible to lift your spirits today. It is full of so many passages reassuring us that the Lord is with us, that He cares for us, and that He hears our cries. Perhaps you have forgotten those truths recently, and you need a reminder of how wonderful our God is. There may or may not be a life-altering call that God is telling you, but each day has lessons for us to learn, hope for us to cling to, and love for us to share. When we follow through with what God is teaching us or asking us to do, we step out in faith. Remember the words that Paul writes in 2 Corinthians 5:7. We live by faith, not by sight. Just as Abraham trusted the Lord with his future, may we go about our days trusting God with our own. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Take care.